Wow. You see this, Jay?
This is dope.
We feel official. You better.
Wow.
Now,
I know I can hear it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's crazy when you actually start figuring out how you have to have good mic etiquette and stay up on it like this, because it sounds completely different than what we're used to hearing of just us talking. And then, people start to drift away and then they come back in. And that's why I had to go back to doing the headphones, because it was getting too much.
And they'll realize at that point that they're not, you can't hear them. So
You hear how buttery you sound coming up on that mic, bro?
I sound kind of sexy. Son. I don't know.
Kinda. He goes, yeah, come on, son.
I need to walk around with
Serenade him.
this mic.
Well, listen, man, welcome to the new studio.
Studio is phenomenal.
First episode. I wouldn't.
Wow.
Who else would I have? Come on. It was either you or Tyler, and I got to be honest with you. Tyler, he's a little all over the place right now. So
What's going on with Ty, man? What are you up to?
He's doing his accounting thing. He's in his run mode with OG, and he does the run club every Sunday, and he's doing his thing. It's good to see him hammering the goals and getting after it. I mean, both of us, man. The transformation that we've kind of done and that we've been able to not only be consistent with, but that we've excelled in has been pretty interesting, man. It's been a complete and physical, mental shift in just everything.
Yeah, I've noticed, obviously through social media. I'm happy. I'm happy with both of you guys.
Thank you. I mean, and it means a lot to me, man. It's tough. I'm exhausted with a lot of things. The constant weights in the morning, jiu-jitsu at night was pretty tough for a while. So there was only so long that I could keep that type of a schedule up where I hit it twice a day. Because I think the last time we spoke, I said the injury started piling up a little bit. Yeah. I started just feeling a little off, this and that. And then I'd probably say, like July, August, my mentality shifted. I wasn't as driven, not for the fitness stuff, but just for like life, work, stuff like that. I was having like weird mental shifts, and obviously I did episodes and I felt okay, I felt good, but I couldn't explain it. I didn't feel sharp. I felt like there was consistent brain fog just kind of just weighing me down, taking its toll on me. And I was trying to figure out what exactly was going on and what I had to do to kind of fix these things. And I don't know if you remember years ago, I was told that I have high iron. Mm-hmm. So I was told that I have high iron. Hemochromatosis is what they call it. There's a lot of people that actually have it that don't even know that they have it. It's actually kind of crazy. And basically, like, the iron levels will start depositing in your brain and your liver. And people that have this, they'll actually develop cirrhosis of the liver if they allow it to go unchecked, and they don't even have to be drinkers.
Yeah.
So even if you have this and then you start to drink a little bit on the weekend,
speeds everything up.
It just speeds it up, and it's unbelievable, like how quickly that can culminate and start degrading on your health. So I got blood work done in August. I started looking, at the levels. Everything looked good. Testosterone was like mid fives, 550, almost 600-ish. So a little low on that. I'd like to get that to 800-900.
Yeah.
And we start looking at everything and trying to just overviewing it. And the ferritin level, which deals with inflammation in the body, but it also deals with iron binding to different organs and whatnot, from what I understand. Not a fucking doctor, so I only know so much. And from what I understand, they've basically said, the holistic guys that I know, they've all basically said that that ferritin level was high. Now, 2 years ago, my ferritin level was almost 500.
What's supposed to be normal?
100 and under.
Oh, shit.
So my ferritin level was 500. Now, this was 2021 when I wasn't really feeling well. T and I went to New Orleans. Like, that was around that time. Yeah. I was feeling off. I just didn't feel great. And so when I got that blood work done, it said it was in the 500s. They told me then, go donate blood. Go donate blood. It'll take the iron levels down. And basically what happens is any iron that's stored in your brain, liver, anywhere, once your body does that donation, it'll pull from those stores because of the lack of red blood cells, and it has to replenish itself.
Okay.
So I said, okay, cool. Never went. I'm a bitch. I fucking hate needles. I was like all afraid and shit. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So finally, this year, in August, I got blood work done again. I wanted to just see how I was feeling, try to explain some of the symptoms that I've been having. And my levels came back at 220. But it was weird because it's almost half, actually it was a little bit under. It was a little under half of what my levels were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
you were feeling worse.
But not only am I wasn't feeling worse now mentally, but I never donated blood.
Yeah.
I never donated blood. I'm eating more red meat than I have in theory. So it didn't really make any sense. But I was still told by the holistic guys, the natural guys, you got to go donate. Go donate. Go donate. So I spoke to a few doctors that I know, and everybody, all the regular mainstream, this is another reason why I don't trust doctors, but all the mainstream doctors said, no, ferritin levels aren't high, blah, blah, blah. And all the holistic guys were like, no, it's high. You got to go donate. And so at one point, it was literally a week ago, at one point I was just crushed, and I don't feel like myself. It almost felt like there was a bubble around my head. Super weird. Couldn't really explain exactly what was going on, but it felt like there was a bubble around my head, and things were just kind of off. And I said, fuck it, I can't feel worse. So I went to the donation center. Yo, kid was shook, man. My feet were so sweaty, son. I just had Crocs on. They was slipping into the Crocs. I was like, oh my God. So sign up. And listen, at the same time, it's nice to know that you're potentially saving a life, helping other people by donating.
Yeah.
Because listen, we all know people in the bodybuilding world. I can call a nurse that'll come to the crib, dump the blood, call it a day, and we're done. But I don't know. There's something about it where you know that this is going towards a potential life save. It's a good cause at the same time of saving your own life. Mm-hmm. So we do everything. They do the hemoglobin prick. They check the hemoglobin levels. They said, oh, you're perfect. They check blood pressure. My heart rate was in like the 70s, which is shocking because I was very fucking nervous. Mm. And then they lay you down. And I just said to them, I said to the guy, yo, don't let me pass out, bro. Do not let me pass out. I said,
that's why they lay you down.
Yeah. So they put the legs up.
Yeah.
I was laying there. And listen, man, I called T. I was FaceTiming T. We were laughing. I was watching some Shane Gillis. We were cracking up just to kind of distract me. And listen, people that don't really know me, like my family knows, they know how much of a big deal that was. That I went, I donated blood, I sat there, I didn't fucking pass out. Like I took it like a champ. My family knows, and I'm going to tell a story about how crazy my fear of needles is. But it just, once it was done, I didn't notice anything immediately. I felt okay, no lightheadedness, nothing like that. But you get nervous because I've never experienced it before. I sat up, I started looking around. I was like, okay, I think we're good. And then I got home. I was tired. I got home. I was chilling out. The next morning, I woke up. I did a meditation. Clear.
Oh, great.
Clear. Mentally clear. Hadn't had that feeling in a while. And it felt good, man. And I've been doing the meditations. I've been very mentally, I would say, cognizant of my health mentally. Not that it was poor, but I'm always hard on myself with everything I do. Mm-hmm. I have to start taking better care of myself instead of just shelling it out to everybody. I used to be a slave to the phone. Every client that I work with, you exception, because you've always been fucking easy as hell, even before we were boys, like even the photo shoots that we've done, we've always just, it felt like we were just hanging out and getting cool content, which has been amazing. Yeah. But I've always been like on, not 100%, I've always had to be on 140%. And I'm doing extra things than what my job description entails, and running around and this and that, and where I don't take care of me. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that it started this year with the health, the weight transformation, and then the next challenge was getting control of that mind. Yeah, that's the next thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm feeling good. It's a week since I donated. I'm feeling good. A couple days I felt a little off for like an hour or so. I don't know if it was the caffeine or whatnot, because I've been light on the caffeine again lately. But the crazy thing is that if you have hemochromatosis, one of the ways to get iron and bind it out is with coffee.
And tea.
Coffee, tea.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, anything that has tannins in it will help that situation if your iron levels are high.
Yep.
Tannins blocks the body's absorption of iron. So, if you have an issue with low iron and you have tannins in any of your coffee or tea or even in alcohol, what happens is you your body blocks the consumption and the ability to hold iron in the blood. Iron is what holds on to oxygen in the blood. It's what helps oxygenate the blood. So that's why sometimes if you drink like a very potent, strong green tea, you'll feel good immediately. But within the hour and a half, you start to feel like a real serious lull. Like you would normally say that, you know, the cleaner the caffeine, the more potent it's going to be, which is true. But if you're able to pull the tannins out of a caffeine like green tea, and you will feel phenomenal for a very long period of time. But it's the tannins that slow that whole process down. So if you're looking to block the absorption of iron in the blood, anything like that would help.
Well, yeah, and they yell at you to not have any vitamin C, because vitamin C is very heavy with the iron. So vitamin C, obviously spinach, those types of vegetables, you got to stay. I really fucking like spinach anyway. I like it sauteed up with a little garlic, but I'm not sitting over here going, oh my God, I can't have spinach. This sucks, man.
Like people who have like full blown spinach salads, I'm just like, that's too much.
OD. You got to have some.
I love my veggies, but
little arugula, little rugs,
Yeah.
a little balsamic. I'll take that. No spinach salads. I'm not doing that.
I can't do that.
And then obviously red meat. So I've been a little bit of a bitch this last week about eating red meat. But at the same time, if I actually am going to have this, you know, condition or disease or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is.
You kind of got to play the game to see what's going to.
Yeah, not only got to play the game, but you know what? I'm going to donate every 2 to 3 months. Now
make it part of your regimen.
I have to get used to it. That's really what it is. I have to get used to it. It's easy. And because I'm healthy, my blood flow is so quick. I was only sitting there for like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
There are other people that, it takes about 15 minutes. I'm like, God damn, what do you got maple syrup blood? The fuck? My shit was I didn't even look, but he walked over 6-7 minutes in. He goes, yeah, you're done. What? God damn, man.
Good stuff.
That shit was crazy. And then he gave me my crackers and he gave me my juice, and I felt really good. But real quick, story about how bad I hate needles. So for those that don't know, I have 2 last names. Rizzo is my mother's last name. Puya is my father's last name. So when my parents got divorced, you know, I always heard mom, Karen Rizzo, this and that. You know, Louis Puya is my dad's name. So I went by the last name Puya all the way through high school, and then I switched to Rizzo. And I've just been using Rizzo, and then Rizzles came out of it, and Rizzology and Rizzles Production. So that's kind of where we're at, just to give the backstory. So my mom took me to go get blood work done when I was little. I think I was like 5 or 6. And she's driving me to the doctor. And I fucking hate the doctor, man. I hate the doctor now. Well, I hate the dentist. I hate everything like that. So she's driving me to the doctor. And I asked her, I said, where are we going? She goes, oh, we're going to go get ice cream. You know, she's just bullshitting me. And I was like, okay. She told me this whole story.
Like, this is not the direction to the ice cream.
This is not the direction.
I'm 6 years old, but I know.
Yeah, my little ass knew.
So you're supposed to make the left. Where we going?
Here we go. This is the way. So we start driving, and I go, where are we going? She pulls into the parking lot, and it's the doctor's office. I fought her for about 30 minutes without getting out of the car. I kept locking the doors. I was running away from her, this and that. And finally, I'm gonna say Nick Puya, because this is a Puya move. I started screaming, this is not my mom.
Oh.
I was like, yo, this is not my mother. This is not my mother. Cops are called. And so now our last names are different. They asked me, what's your last name? Nick Puya. She's Karen Rizzo. And she's trying to explain. She's like, no, you don't understand. He doesn't want to go to the doctor, and he's making a scene and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So they look at me and they go, little boy, you know, your mom's going to get in a lot of trouble if you lie about her not being your mom, if you actually don't know this woman. So is this your mom or not? And she said, I looked right at her and I went, do we still have to go inside? And she said, yes. And I went, she's not my mom. Yo, fucking crazy, man.
Dude.
She's not my mom. So now that's the running joke with my mom. I go, you're not my real Karen. Don't talk to me.
That is hysterical.
Don't talk to me that way. You're not my real Karen. Yeah,
I could never do no shit like that.
No, it's safe to say I got a beating. I got a beating. I got a little bit of a beating later on the day, but I just doctors. I locked myself in a broom closet one time, and this big fat nurse grabbed me, snatched me up, and she sat on me, so my arm shot out. And she just goes, you a comfy chair. I was like, oh, shit. I was like 8 years old, 9 years old. Arm shot out. They grabbed me. They pricked me. That was it. Yeah, doctors.
I'm obviously not a fan of needles either. I've said it in the past, but I do have a problem with a lot of doctors.
Oh yeah. Well,
one time I went to a doctor because in the middle of winter, I was feeling run down like how you're talking about, right? I just felt beat.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, my schedule is insane. It's a lot.
You barely sleep.
I don't sleep.
You barely sleep.
And I do a lot with my day. There isn't any kind of downtime with the hours that I'm awake. And, some people may not believe it, but from 3:30 in the morning till 11:30, sometimes 12 o'clock at night, I'm up. Within that window of time, okay, that's a floor to ceiling window at that. There ain't no small regular window. In that window of time, I am busy. There is no downtime. There's about 4 different type of things I'm trying to do and accomplish, business-wise, within that time. But I was feeling beat, bro. It never dawned on me. Jamal, maybe you need a nap. Like, take a day off. 7 days a week, I'm on it all the time.
And training.
And train. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just.
Honestly, I swear that's what's keeping me alive. And I'm training more than one time a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it piles up on your CNS, especially.
Of course.
No matter how strong you are as a human being, because you're
like I honestly feel like I'm
most
desensitized.
You're literally one of the strongest, most resilient humans I know, and you just want to keep. You just have no off button. But
I don't
everybody,
think I know how.
every single body, not buddy, every single body has to have that downtime though. Otherwise, you hit the wall.
I feel like I was just trying to explain this when I go in for therapy at Scott's. Everybody in there is like, I don't understand how I'm driving my elbows into this man's body and he's completely comfortable and falling asleep. Everyone is screaming and begging me to stop, and he's finding comfort with it and going to bed. I don't know if I'm just that desensitized, right? When you talk about central nervous system, right? I think I'm just that fucked up, but whatever. But either way, I go into the doctor and the nurse comes in. She takes my height, my weight, or whatever, and I'm sitting down and I got my jacket on. Now, I'm fucked up if I'm wearing a jacket. Because even though I hate the cold, I don't wear a jacket. I wear the same hoodie and sweatpants in the winter that I wear in the summertime. I'm fighting the elements all seasons. So either way, she takes all my information. Doctor comes in, doesn't even take a look at me. He's looking down at the paperwork and he says, "So you're feeling a little run down, a little tired?" And I say, "Yeah, been a little off lately." And he's like, "Yeah, well, by looking at your chart, I can tell you right now, you're overweight. You're obese."
And did he look you up?
He never looked at me.
He just looked at his chart.
Looking at the chart. Has never picked his head up. Didn't say hello. Didn't shake my hand. Nothing. He literally walked in with the chart in his face like this, turned his back to me, put it down on the countertop, and was looking at it. He's like, "Well, from what I'm seeing right now, I mean, one of the problems may be that you're overweight, like you're borderline obese."
And they're strictly going by the BMI scale, which is the bullshit BMI scale of weight to height and this and that.
Exactly. He's like, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know." Who would have thought, right? It's my obesity that's causing this problem. Okay, all right, cool. So he turns around. He's like, "Go ahead, take your jacket off, lay down on the table. I'm just gonna check you." Took my jacket. At this point, I'm checked out. Either I want to do one or two things. I'm going to walk out, or I'm going to kick this dude in his chest. Either way. And I'm like pissed. So I lay back. He raises my shirt and he's like, "Oh, you work out?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Come on, bro.
I work out.
You see this jawline?
He's like, So since when have you come down with this problem? Now you want to ask me questions? Once I realized that was his approach.
This fucking thing.
What's the matter?
Stop.
Oh, once I realized that.
Yeah, we keep going.
Once I realized that, it was that was how he approached the situation. It happened to me a few times. I was just like, I can't deal with doctors, man. Unless something's really, really fucked up, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of clients that are doctors, and they know me, and it's a great relationship. If I have a question, I'll call them and ask them, but they already know my approach on life. Like, so they obviously approach me differently as a person and as a potential patient, but most doctors, they're all about their money.
I don't know if it's because they're just so stuck in what they've been taught
Of course.
their entire lives through schooling, through how many years does it take to become a doctor? What, 12 years, 8 years of schooling? What is it?
It depends on what
I think it's longer than 8.
type of practice you want to go into. But at the same time, look at it this way: when you're doing your residency, right? If you choose to go work at a doctor's office or whatever it is, and you see the head doctor of that practice, and he's booking 5 people on the hour, every hour, right? So if he has a 9 o'clock appointment, he's booking 5 people for 9 o'clock, 5 people for 9:15, 5 people for 9:45, right? This is what he's doing. So he's having his nurse practitioner go in, or a regular nurse go in and initiate the conversation with the patient. They come out, relay the message. He goes in real quick, blah, 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 and leaves, if he even has to.
Yeah.
If he has a nurse practitioner, he's not even looking to come in that room.
Yeah, they'd rather just let you be seen by
And they'll get
else.
paid off the 5 people at 9 o'clock copay, and then the 5 people at 9:15, and so on and so on. Because they're trying to bring in business,
and then they build the
insurance, right? So it's a business now. It's not about care. It's not about health care. It's about the business.
Yeah, well, that's why they don't care about checking to see,
Exactly.
like, oh, I'm having these symptoms. Instead of just like, oh, we can't diagnose you with a severe illness. Most doctors won't go the extra mile to go, oh, let's do a couple of these tests. Let's do a brain scan. Let's do extra blood work. Let's maybe do a heavy metal test. They don't give a fuck.
And they're worried too, because God forbid, I'm the only doctor that wants to start up this process, right? And the insurance companies will be like, there's no reason that you should have asked for that scan, so we're not paying for it.
Yep.
Now you're not going to get paid.
Yeah, that's another fucking scam, the insurance.
So, exactly. So, I mean,
10
whole lot of shit behind
to
it,
14 years to become doctor or a surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 to 14 years of being told that, the BMI scale is correct, that people shouldn't eat any red meat, that this is the way that we have to believe in things.
Lately, for the past few months, I've been eating, I don't even know if I told you, but I switched over to carnivore, but like hardcore. Man, it's over 3.5 months.
And how do you feel?
Phenomenal.
Yeah? Joints feel good, everything?
I feel great.
Now, did they feel different prior to starting?
I will tell you this. I used to live basically eating chicken, fish, turkey, pork, and red meat with vegetables only. Then I would add in the carbohydrates pre and post workout. That was it. That was my diet. And I would stay extremely lean, but I would be flat. My muscles would be flat. When I would diet like that, the first 45 minutes of my workout, 30 minutes to 45 minutes of my workout, the intensity levels were always up. But I would die out a whole lot faster.
Gotcha. Because you'd have that glycogen spike,
Exactly.
and then you'd flatten out.
Mm-hmm. So what I realized is when I switched over to carnivore, the funny thing was I stayed full, I stayed round. I was nowhere near as flat. And I had sustained energy for a much longer period of time. So I decided to stick with it. I wanted to try it for a month just to see what it was like. I spoke to Panetti about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, let me give this a shot and see, because ain't nothing I love more than steak. So I'll eat. Everybody was like, dude, do 3 pounds of red meat a day. Break it up into I'm like, no, please. I'm up much longer than everybody else. I'm eating 5 pounds. I was eating 5 pounds of red meat to start this for a month straight.
So you say you were. Now what are you eating?
I'm adding in more eggs in the beginning and eggs at the end of my day.
Gotcha.
So the poundage of meat is down by maybe a pound and a half. And the rest is like usually eggs. And I have a little bit of fruit. I have added in a little bit more vegetables, but that's it.
Some carnivore guys actually throw bacon in. Do you eat bacon?
I do eat bacon. Only if I go out.
Okay. So now my issue with bacon lately, because I do love bacon, and I've eaten it with.
I like the thick cut bacon though. Bacon itself is great, but the thick cut you get from the
butcher, shit like that.
Yeah, that I enjoy.
Real bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Real bacon. See, the issue that I have with bacon is if you don't know where it's coming from and it's being processed.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of videos being leaked and shown in the processing plants, especially where they feed the pigs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen these videos.
No, I haven't.
It's a tough watch, and it's not necessarily what they're doing to the animals. It's really what they're feeding.
Yeah.
Feeding the animals. What they're doing is they're taking garbage from a lot of different areas. Like, I don't know where they're getting
feeding
it from.
it to animals that will be
They're
willing to eat
incinerating it up.
So your pigs and your goats, those animals will eat damn near anything. They'll
Exactly.
bite and chew on anything and swallow it. They don't.
So it saves them on feed. So now we're going back to capitalist bullshit.
Yep.
So instead of just doing the right thing and making sure people don't get fucking sick by feeding these animals all of this bullshit, plastics and garbage, what is that going to do? So now let's think in terms of tuna in the ocean. Let's think of tuna in the ocean. We have all this pollution in the ocean. We have all this plastic in the ocean. Little fish eat the plastic. Little fish eat all this pollution. They absorb all of these chemicals and whatnot.
And then the big tuna comes.
The big tuna comes,
And
or
eats all the little fish.
and it doesn't even go directly to the tuna. It goes to the little bit larger fish, maybe the mahi, or and it goes up in scale for the larger predators in the ocean. That's why sharks are super high in mercury.
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat like a mako shark or something like that, because I know when I was a little kid, that was a big thing. I think they've steered more away from eating sharks now. But in Montauk, fishermen would go off the coast of Montauk. They'd catch mako sharks all the time. They'd come back, you get like a little mako sharks, like little fillet, whatever you want to do. Just
Good.
It's good, man. I remember I had it. I just wanted to try it when I was
Very
little.
good, yeah.
It was really good, but super high in mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with all these fish. So now you have these animals on land eating all this garbage, these plastics.
Yes.
And then we're wondering why people have, like, I think there was a study that showed that there's actual microplastics in people's hearts.
Yeah.
Is that thing fucking flickering?
Every once in a while, I think it does flicker.
Flickering?
Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit.
It's all good.
It's that fucking cable. I think it's the cable. You gotta let me know if that flickers. This is just, first run in the new studio, but this camera that's on Jamal has not been moved in, I don't know. From my old studio, it hasn't been moved in, I'd say, a year, maybe.
Well, the flicker could be like a strobe light thing. I think I might like it. I'm just
I just want to make. Hold on, 1 second. Let me check this. Don't you dare do it. Yeah, it's got plenty. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's getting the little HDMI. All right, hold on. Talk to the people, Jay. Talk to me about. I don't know. Stuff.
Well, that goes back to the age-old statement that you are what you eat, right?
Yeah.
So, I just found this place called Heartland Farms online. It's out of New Hampshire or Massachusetts. I forget now. But I'm going to buy a half a cow. I got the big, huge freezer, the one that's on the floor, like probably the shape of this table. And I'm going to order half a cow, which gives me, I believe it's 180 something pounds of grass-fed meat. I'm just going to go that route. Like I said, luckily I don't eat a lot of bacon. If I go out to a steakhouse, that thick cut bacon I like, but I don't do that often.
But now here's the question: How much are they charging you for the half a cow? Probably like $500-600. Actually, I feel like it would be more than that.
No, it's more than
grass
that.
fed.
It's more than that. It breaks down to about, if I'm not mistaken, $5.75 a pound.
$5.75 a pound.
That's what the breakdown looks like. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Because normally what I do is I try to catch BJ's or Costco on a sale on their grass-fed beef. Once the grass-fed beef is on sale, I go in there and I just stock up. So sometimes they'll drop the ground beef down to, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like $4 or $5 a pound. I'll go in there and just get like 20 pounds. Like, why not? And just load up my refrigerator in the freezer and I'll have it. Because if not, sometimes it gets up there to be $14 a pound.
Yeah.
And I'm not, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
with the amount that I eat, like it's crazy. I try to find deals. Like, I want to buy some chicken. I'm like, I need to have my own eggs here. I'm running through eggs like it's going out of style. So
yeah, I eat on average. I eat about 4 whole eggs every single morning.
yeah,
I eat 4 whole. That's but I'm following macros.
Mm-hmm.
So my fats are in the 70s, 70 to 80. I try to keep it around. And truth be told, I've been going over my macros for the last. It's got to be a few weeks now, and my weight's still pretty the same. My weight's still 188, 189 is what I'm weighing in at.
yeah.
And which is fucking crazy because I was like 227, 230 in March. So it's weird how.
No. Whatever you're doing, man, you got to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
As long as you're feeling good.
Yeah, I feel good after that fucking blood donation.
You know?
That's really what I feel good after doing. But yeah, so I eat 4 whole eggs, and it's crazy, man. The prices in general are fucking asinine right now, and it's just insane that. And this goes beyond government, politicians, shit like that. Do I think that inflation is actually occurring? Without question. Of course it's happening.
Of course.
Do I think that it's affecting every single industry to the effect that they're saying it is?
I think they're just using it.
I think they're using it as a guise to increase profit margins and start charging more. Do you honestly think that organic pasture raised eggs will ever go down again to like $5, $4? No, of course not.
No.
Why would they? They've been charging double for 2 years now.
Just remember, I think right now at this point, the more people that realize and decide, fuck it, I'm going to put a cage in my yard and go and buy. There's a specific type of chicken you want to buy. The chickens that you've
done research. Talk to me.
Yeah, so you could either buy a chicken. There's chickens that just lay eggs that you can just eat the eggs. You don't eat that chicken. The meat isn't the greatest on that type of chicken.
So just hens.
Yeah. So now you also have the chickens that can lay eggs and you can also eat the meat.
I don't know if I'd be able to eat them.
Well, that's the thing. So I grew up watching my grandmother just fuck the chickens up. I mean, she raised them, right? Her and my grandfather raised the chickens. There was a yard full of chickens and goats and stuff like. So she would throw the feed down and they would all come running like they were pets. Like I'd be in the yard playing around, the chicks or whatever. Like, it's great. It's fun. Like I thought it was whatever. I'm a little kid. Like I don't know any better. One day she throws out feed and standing in the middle. They come over. They're eating chicken feed, and she's just like, oh, okay, here we go. This one right here. Reach down, grabs the neck, snaps the shit like that, walks inside, dumps it in some boiling hot water, takes it with a stick, pulls it out, and just starts defeathering it. And I'm like, yo, that was Johnny. Fuck are you doing? And
I was gonna say,
I remember sitting there looking at her.
Did they name them or did you name them?
No. I'm just making a joke. I ain't making any names for anybody, but I'm just like, I'm looking at her like, yo, and she's like, what? You want to eat, right?
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Well, you put it that way, yes, I do. But so an abundance of eggs and an abundance of chicken. I'm not suggesting people go and get chickens to have to go through that process of eating of killing the chicken and defeathering it and cleaning it. And I don't think you need to do that.
A lot of people aren't ready for
it. I would advise people to go along the lines of getting chickens that can just lay you eggs. It's one way to save money because I guarantee you they're going to now start cutting down on and banning you from buying chickens.
Oh, yeah.
And raising chickens in your yard. Guaranteed. I can see it happening already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the New York City already wants to tell you how much red meat you're allowed to buy. And because
Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit.
I'm good on that, man. Yeah, y'all can go hang out and do that yourselves. I'm good on that. The further down lunacy we go, the more I want to continue, obviously, the podcast, making money, banking certain amount of money, this and that, and then just go buy land in Boise, Idaho, or Montana.
You know what's funny?
In the middle of fucking nowhere with if people come with me, a couple of my people.
Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I just watched Yellowstone.
Okay.
Right? I love the show. It's great. But what I really like about Yellowstone, aside from the acting in the movies and the show and stuff, is the people out there, they get up, they eat well, they work hard, they have sex, and they go to sleep. That's life.
What more do you want?
What the fuck else do you need, man?
I don't need anything, man. I want to be able to enjoy.
I'm a little baffled as to what New York wants. And when I say that, I mean, do you want this to be a place where only wealthy people can live? Or do you want all the wealthy people to leave and you want this to be a slum? Because they're pulling in two different directions. And I can't comprehend it. I don't understand.
I can't get on board with it.
What is the direction you're trying to go in? Now, just take for instance the tolls, the city tolls that they have now by the bridges and the tunnels and now through Times Square, 34th Street, around like you're really raping people.
Yes. So
what is it? The only people that can come into the city now, because you raise prices on everything else too. So if you're trying to come into the city, you got to spend money. Okay? So do you just not want people in the city? Is that what you want? How is money going to be made if you're just deterring people from coming into the city?
Yep. I mean, look at the price of rent. Let's just look at the price of rent.
You know, I'm going to say this right now, right? I got a notice in the mail, and I'm putting this out there.
Put it out there.
This is because it's baffling me because I have to go over all of these tickets. I have not received anything in the mail that would forewarn me until this letter came. This letter came, said I owe $4,700 for red light tickets since 2016. Why haven't I received any mail since 2016 about these red light tickets?
According to them, you probably have. And
So,
they just...
of course, because, I got to call them and find out. But $4,700
Yeah.
for red light tickets.
Yep. The biggest scam.
It's funny, in Florida, they came out with the red light ticket and they did away with it. So they no longer do it. But New York is looking to rape you however they can.
Yeah. Well, they take advantage. They take advantage at every corner, every way, with legal fines and you can't do business this way. Oh, you can't do this way. Oh, you can't do this with your own property. Oh, you can't eat this much red meat. Yeah, you know what? If you're going to come into the city, it's a pollution tax. Now we got to hit you with extra shit. It's like, yo, bro, have y'all seen the manufacturers that you guys align with, that you allow to just fucking run wild, they're the ones destroying the environment. You can tell me because I bought an extra pound of red meat, I'm the fucking problem?
Yeah, exactly.
And then look at rent prices. Not only just everywhere, but look at rent prices, especially in New York. That's why after COVID, a lot of businesses didn't renew their leases. And now, I talked to T. T is in accounting for real estate. Now they have all of these properties that are commercial buildings that are vacant.
Yeah.
And now they're thinking about maybe switching the bill and making them residential, but they can't because of zoning.
Yep.
So your own laws are now fucking you that you've created to try to keep everybody in bounds.
I don't know what you thought was going to happen.
Exactly. And now now on top of that, you're just allowing the city to just regress further and further. This is the conversation I had with Lindsay when she was on, because the same thing's happening in LA, the same thing's happening in Seattle, the same thing's happening in Portland, Illinois. We'll just keep ignoring the real problems, and we'll just keep putting fictitious Band-Aids on it or imaginary Band-Aids on it.
Yeah.
It's so insane to me that people don't, as a mass, don't see this. But as I get older and as I'm watching all of this type of shit unfold, I'm realizing that, man, life that I thought that I wanted, I don't, man. I don't. I wanted to shoot Hollywood movies bad. Remember, that was one of the
remember
things.
that's what you want to do.
Nope, I don't want to do that shit anymore. I want to shoot movies. Like I'll shoot on sets and whatnot. I have no interest in being around any of those famous Hollywood elites. I think they're all evil. I think a lot of them are fucking evil. Majority.
They said Hollywood's the devil, right?
Yep,
So.
I'm good on that. I think most of them are evil. I think they're just people that are just fucked up more so than they even let on, and everyone thinks that they're perfect human beings, and they're not. And I just don't like the way they navigate. I can't be around fakeness. I know you're very similar to that. I can't be around fake individuals. I can't be around fake scenarios. And I find that the more I look at these New York hubs, these LA hubs, all these stuff, and you start reading and talking to people that are in these places, they're all complaining of the same things. They're all irritated with the direction that they're being dragged in as a country, as a world. I'm good on it, man. The more I can be off grid, the more I can go do my own thing and be self-sufficient, hang with my people, podcast, put information out there. And, if the information resonates with people, which it does, man, the feedback when we put out episodes is immense. So if we can resonate with people and put messages out there that either make them think about their values or what they want to do or what they should be doing, that's a fucking win for me.
It's funny because there's so much peace and strength at the same time in simplicity. Everybody, like nowadays, they use that word basic, and it's like, oh, this is a basic bitch, or that's a basic dude. Like it's a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with being basic, man. And when I say basic, I mean, come on. There's only but so much you really need to strive and live, right? So, some people are worried about the direction that their kids are going to go in because of the way social media and the construct of the world now. They're worried. No, I can't say the world. I'm sorry, United States. So they're worried, and like I tell people, I'm like, just remember, your kids usually tend to go down the path of the people they hang around with. Okay, it takes severe loss or pain for them to really change that. And their loss or their pain doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It can be the loss of a loved one or whatever it may be, or of a very deep-rooted, strong friendship, whatever it may be. Something that will touch them deep enough to make them change. Sometimes people go through majority of life not having that. So by the time the change does happen, it's way too late. So take, for instance, my kids, right? I want them to understand what hard work is. Like my end goal is to, because I love training, but I have other businesses. My end goal is to make my other businesses make me enough money where I can pull back, train only a small amount of people on a daily basis, because I never want to lose that. I really do enjoy it. It brings me happiness. But I can have much more time to myself. But the downside is, if I do that too soon and my kids see me with a lot of downtime, they equate what they're getting, what they receive from their family, and that downtime as what's the norm.
Yeah.
So I want my kids to still see me hustle and move, and damn, daddy's always busy. This dude is nonstop. You know, my daughter will say, Daddy, when do you sleep? You need to sleep. And I'm like, don't worry, babe. When I put you to bed tonight, I'll take a nap. You know, something like that. But I'll take even when it comes to working out, I set them up where they can work out, they can do martial arts, they can do all these, you know, whatever sports they choose to do. But at the same time, you know, I tell them, like, you're doing this for fun. Daddy, don't do this for fun. I enjoy it. I love it. But now you're going to come and you're going to watch me work out. And now you're going to see what working out's all about. So I have them come with me to the gym and just sit down and count my reps and, you know, just follow me around, like help me in some way. And they're just like, you know, oh my God, you know, you did 100 reps, blah, 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 whatever. I need them to know that it's not the only way, but you got to work.
Yeah.
You have to. Because if you choose a different route, and like right now I decide, all right, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to go to work early in the morning, and I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be able to hang out with my kids a little bit more. That's great. That's wonderful, right? But what they see is daddy's always around. Daddy's not busy. Daddy just caters to our life, right? So when it comes down for them to have the drive to work hard and to actually put in the extra hours, daddy didn't. And we had this. So I don't need to. And that's what scares me.
Well, I would say that from I'm obviously not a father, but from what I see from the outside world, most people are just cool with complacency with their children. And they don't instill, not only do they not instill the hard work, but they just don't care to show them what it'll bring them in the long run versus, yeah, just exist, go get the job, go work for somebody, go do this, go do that, which there's no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're putting a ceiling on your kids. And that's a big ceiling to put on them when they're in a developmental stage and age where they need to have somebody like you that's gassing them up with positivity, but showing them you can literally get anything you want. You just got to work for it. And we work hard in this family.
Listen, it's a joke, kind of a joke, but not really. Like I tell my kids, I was like, listen, you know, we're a jumping family. We jump the shit out of people. Is what we do. Okay? You see how much uncles and cousins and everybody you have? If you come home with your ass beat, I'm beating your brother's ass. Don't tell me the story about how she lost. Tell me how y'all both jumped the shit out of somebody and won. I want to hear that. Okay? We jump. If you come home with a loss, both of y'all lost. That means y'all both got your ass whooped. All right? And I say it like as a joke, but I also bring it up as like a little bit of a togetherness, right? So my daughter would be like, yo, I don't feel like going to school. I don't want to go to school. I'm like, listen, do you think I want to get up and do all the work that I do on a daily basis? She says, no. I said, now I'm lucky enough to do some of the things that I love to do. But do you think I'd rather hang out with you? And she's like, yes. I said, I really would. But unfortunately, I have responsibilities. And you are one of my responsibilities. You're lucky right now as a kid, you only have one responsibility. And that's to go to school and do well. That's it. So when Monday comes and you don't want to go to school, it makes me angry.
And boy, do we, if I look back at that, my mom used to say that same thing to me, one of the same things.
Yeah.
And it started from school, and then it went to a job, plus school, and then it went to school again, plus the job, plus physical activity. And then you start piling it up, and you're like, you're right in the real world now.
If you really break it down, right? And and I'll tell her, I don't ever want to hear you say that again. It's going to get me angry. Get up and do what you're responsible for doing. And everything's going to be fine, right? You'll get everything you want from me if you do what you're supposed to. That's it. But if you really look at it, right, there's a saying, once a man, twice a child. And that's usually said when, about how a baby's got to get their diaper changed. Then they grow up to being able to wipe their own ass. And then as they get older again, they have to get their diaper changed, right? Once a man, twice a child. But from a kid growing up, you want to be an adult so bad.
Yep.
But then when you're an adult, you work so hard to have the same life you had when you were a kid. I'm going to work so hard that I make enough money where I just can live comfortably and have much less responsibility and more time to chill. You have enough time to chill when you're a kid. You have no time to chill when you're an adult. And your goal is to give yourself more time to chill when you're older. Once a man, twice a child. It happens on both ends, from a health standpoint and from a drive. A lot of people work so hard to make enough money where they can retire and relax and travel but meanwhile, when you're a kid, you don't got to pay for travel. Every weekend, your parents are doing something with you. You're hanging out. If you're lucky. I mean, I wasn't that lucky, but if you're lucky, you hang out on the weekends, you play with your friends, you do stuff. There's no responsibilities, no care in the world. Your parents want to go away. They take you on a vacation. They do this, they do that, right? Nothing. You want that same lifestyle when you get older.
Yeah.
So.
And it seems to be getting lost now with not only the price of things, but just the way the world's going. Now it's that I have to always hustle. I always have to do this. I always have to do that. You're not getting that same family time. You're not getting that same time with the kids. And because you have to hustle not only at 110% like you were prior, but now you have to go to 150.
Yeah.
Just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Well, I save the messages on my phone from my babies because I don't get a chance to see them as often as I would love to. But I'm running my relationship through my through the phone. So my daughter will call me before she goes into school, when she gets out, before she goes to bed, and randomly throughout the day. If it's a Saturday and she doesn't have school, I mean, this girl is calling me all day, and I save the messages, and she's just like, it keeps me alive, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, tell me how good the feeling that is, especially in let's say 10, 20 years. And you can look back at those and you'll be like, oh,
I made a mistake and hit delete one day on my messages. Man. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I had to go back, and luckily I found the shit. But either way, it just, I try to instill as much as I can through these conversations with my kids, because I'm really afraid that they're gonna go down this route that I see a lot of other kids and people going, and I just, just like our parents, right? Growing up, they were like, that's not real music. I know real music.
I say that shit now.
We're doing the same shit.
Yeah, I say that shit now. But I really do feel like the newer music is not new music.
Listen, the new music now, they may have some dope beats, but the lyrics are
trash.
Non-existent.
Trash. The rhymes are horrible. You get a couple of good references here and there where you go, oh shit, okay, that clicked like that. It's rare. It's far and few between, man. And the message is so fucked. The messages of all these songs are so fucked.
I think on one of the podcasts we had, I think I said it before. I was like, yo, do you realize the difference between, everybody talks about how men treat women and women treat men nowadays, right? Do you remember the amount of love songs that were out back in the day? Even before, let's leave, Marvin Gaye and all that out for right now. Let's talk about just old school R&B in the 90s.
Yep.
Everybody's singing about loving, whining and dining,
Bumping.
sex, all, now it's my pussy pink
Yeah.
and my booty hole brown.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds great, but either way, this is not what the fuck. Like, come on now.
No, it's
there is no more R&B. There's nobody singing love songs anymore. Nothing.
Yeah.
How else are people going to be treating each other? It's crazy. If your line is my pussy pink and my booty hole brown, I'm supposed to treat you like a queen. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Well,
I'm supposed to offer you dinner.
Well, you're
I'm
expected.
offering you cock. That's it.
Well, you're expected to because the 50 other dudes at the same time hitting her up nowadays. Because of
They can have you.
because exactly. Well, so you'll like this. So I my line is if I start talking to a girl and let's just say she's gotten around, which I really don't talk to girls that do. I stay far away from that. I'm good on it. I don't want to, if that's the life that you live, no shame to you. I'm good on it.
Do you? It just doesn't work for me.
That's what you chose.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Do your thing and fuck whoever you want. I was talking to a girl, it was a while ago, maybe like, that's not that long ago, 5 months. And we're talking and she started insinuating that I go to this spot and she's just like, oh yeah, everybody be hooking up and this and that. And she goes there too. So my response was, well, if that's what you do, I said, because I don't. I said, if that's what you do, I said, I don't fuck with community goods. So if you're the YMCA bench press, if you're the YMCA leg press, I'm good on that. So we don't even have to speak further. I don't want any part of that. And
Birds of a feather flock together.
it's weird because
You can't tell me that all your friends are whores and you're not.
yeah, that's
Every one of your friends are whores.
every single one except for you. You're the different one.
You're not. Hey.
You're the different one.
And
Right?
it goes both ways for both men
Yeah.
and women.
Yeah, but it goes to the messages. It really does. It goes to the messages that are being portrayed in the media. It goes to the messages that are being portrayed through social media. So we go back to mental health and we go back to stuff like that. I made a post the other day that I turned off all my notifications. The only notifications I have now are texts, phone calls, emails.
And
All the other notifications, there's a setting. I don't know if Android has it because I know you're an Android dude.
yeah.
I get 3 times scheduled notifications. So I think it's like 8 a.m.
And
noon.
notifications, you're talking about things from Instagram and stuff like that.
My phone constantly going,
Yeah.
buzzing me, tapping me on the leg. I'm so tired of it.
My volume's off, bro. I don't.
Bro,
Unless I look at my phone, I don't.
Bro,
I
I'm
have
so,
no clue. I
I'm
could care
so
less.
fucking tired of it. I'm so tired of this phone. I really am. I would go, if I didn't need it for work, I've said it many times, if I really didn't need this for work, I would happily, I'd happily go back to a BlackBerry or a Razor and just not have these apps and all these
Well,
things.
you see, I'm regressing, man.
I know you got the flip phone now.
I got the flip jump off. I'm just living in.
I love that for you.
Granted, it does everything, but
It does everything.
the flip got me.
The flip got you.
I'm like, I feel like I'm, like it's back in the day. I'm like, oh, what's up?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
But
So I'm at the point where I'm so tired of it. I mean, I get sent memes all fucking day. Like, okay, here and there is cool, whatever. Like we send each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like here and there. But like I got
silly
friends
shit.
that'll send me like 10 in a clip. And there's like 4 or 5 of them. So then I look at my Instagram notifications. You got like 40 notifications.
well, you notice. I don't know if you catch it, but sometimes I feel bad because I won't look at them, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, Nick sent me something 3-4 days ago, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And I try to get back, but I try to stay away from it as much as possible. I mean, now obviously I'm
try not to keep it in my pocket either because these fucking things give you ball cancer. So
oh damn!
I'm trying to. I either keep it in the front pouch like you, but I think then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get dick cancer. I don't even know. You get meat cancer? Is that a thing where it just gets you right in the meat?
Shit.
But I put it in the back pocket. I don't know. Am I gonna get rectal cancer then? Like
Yeah, you
where am I
never know
supposed-
at this
where am I
point.
supposed to hold this fucking thing? I put it on a leash. I put it on yarn and just walk it down the street. So I try. I really do try to just put it away. Put it to the side. I keep it out of my bedroom when I go to bed. I keep it inside the living room. I keep it on the charger.
Yeah, it's away from me.
My HomePod, my Apple HomePod, it's a speaker. It sits on my on my wardrobe, like my little shift robe thing, and it's in the corner. and that has my alarm on it. That wakes me up in the morning. But my phone is in the living room. I don't want it with me. I don't know what these fucking 5G waves do, cooking our fucking brains on a 24/7 basis. If I can have this thing just a little further away from me, fine, fuck it. But
my phone is about, I would say, over 12 to 15 feet away from me.
Yeah, you have to.
And the ringer's off. Everything is just off.
Yeah, you have to. You have to, because it's too fucking crazy. So, I say all that to basically say, I'm just, and this was actually a talking point that I actually had for today, that I wanted to discuss with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a little faith I have in doctors. That was one of the talking points. There you go. It's just a weird vibe on social media nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I find that people just do things for clips.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. I find that people, even podcasts, other podcasts, the people that I know, they rip podcasts just to get clips. And so they'll do these emotional, heartfelt, oh my God, like, bro, chill the fuck out. Like, go do cardio. You're acting like you're so emotional, like all this shit. Go eat a fucking steak. Take a hit of testosterone if you have to. And go, not everything is that emotional, but they do it because they're trying to pluck heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll put the sad song behind the video. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I can't deal with this shit anymore because it's so fake.
That's 100%.
That's why.
Social media.
That's why. What do we do with the podcast? We cut the fucking cameras on, we cut the mics on, and we have a conversation. And that's all it needs to be, because real talk comes through, and eventually we get emotional with real shit, like you with the little babies growing up, and you talking about saving the messages, and that's it. It's not, we don't say things just to say them. We don't donate to a homeless person and then record it.
And record the whole shit.
Put the whole fucking camera, which I've said on other podcasts before. But you put the whole camera in their face and you're like, oh, I wanted to just give back to you and this and that. Bro, you're a jerk off. You're a jerk off if you do shit like that. And then, the pranks and all this shit. So what I've found lately, though, that drives me nuts is when the new Drake album came out.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard it.
You're not missing anything. There's like one good song. And once again, we go back to, it's the beat. It's him and J. Cole, and it's a beat. It's a really good song. I don't know what they said. They could be doing a fucking Satan worship shit on there, which I'm not shocked if they did. But they could be doing. I'm just listening to the beat. I don't even fucking care what they have to say. So people will do like Drake, like whoever he's recording with. They'll do like when they're rapping, they'll do a cartoon or like a video of them pretending to be that person. And then they'll do like what Drake was like coming into the song, like all happy and shit. But one person does it, and a million other people do the same thing. The template's there. Mm-hmm. They just jack the style, just like other videographers that jack the style of other video guys.
No individuality.
No individuality anymore. Yeah. We are at a loss for individuality. There's no creativity anymore. Everyone just does the same shit. The new trend with videographers is they do all this AI shit. They do all this AI flickering and switching scenes and this and that. Y'all think it looks cool. People that have never seen that, they think it's cool. Okay, great. But you are one in a billion of other people that are just doing that shit and really devaluing your fucking self.
Mm-hmm.
They believe, oh, well, someone's going to have to operate the AI. Yeah, to some extent, but you're taking the creativity out of what we actually do.
Very much so.
You're allowing this thing to just do whatever it does and call it a fucking day. And yeah, okay, maybe it cuts down all your time and it does help you get productive in other areas of what you have to do for work. But you're cookie cutter. That's what you are at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Your content is cookie cutter. The conversations that you have on camera are cookie cutter. They're not authentic. And it just, it devalues everything as a whole. And it's flooded. I can't look at Reels anymore. I started looking up on Reels intentionally guitar solos on YouTube Shorts. I just looked up guitar solos and I've been trying to trick the algorithm into showing me that stuff. Because I don't want to see other videographers. I don't want to see fitness people anymore. I'm so fucking sick of fitness people. Mm-hmm. I really am. I'm so sick of seeing the same bullshit. I'll tell you what really bothers me, and I'm gonna let you say because I know you want to jump in.
Ahead.
What really bothers me are the people that do the videos on social media in the gyms and they're bench pressing like the fucking the chairs, the benches, and they're doing all this fucking stupid shit. Bro, just work out. You're an asshole. Please stop. It's so fucking stupid. You look like an asshole. Oh, but I put 2 benches on a barbell and I benched it on top of 2 dumbbells. Like, no, you're a jerk off. You're an asshole. Stop doing that. Just go work out, but you can't because you have to try to be different. But the message fails, and oh yeah, well I get hater comments, but it feeds the engagement. Yeah, people are calling you an asshole, bro. Like
what,
do you really
what is that?
you're cool with that? Like, not that people's opinions truly matter, but if everyone's calling you an asshole,
You know, the truth is, I will say this: if you truly don't care what people think, that's perfectly fine. Do whatever you want. But the majority of people, especially the people I know and come across, they say they don't care.
oh, but they care.
Oh, they care.
They care.
I have a friend of mine who claims up and down he don't care. He's all over social media. The moment his videos or pictures don't get enough
100
likes, or he's got some bad comments on there, the dude is butthurt.
Yep.
And I'm like, but for what? Like, why? I thought you don't care. I thought you don't care. If you really don't care, genuinely, like when you make the clips of the podcast and you put it on TikTok and stuff like that, we've always talked about. You'll always hit me up and be like, "Yo, address this dude, man." And what do I tell you? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Sometimes you throw a comment, but whatever.
He thinks he can think whatever the fuck he wants about me. I really don't give a fuck. You know, the girls will say something, the guys will say something. Okay, cool, no doubt. You don't like me, cool. Watch somebody else's shit then.
Exactly. You're here commenting. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
Like, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like.
And Andre,
I'm not going to eat now. I'm going to have a problem sleeping tonight.
And Andre and I have spoken about this before. We've never, like, there's plenty of people that I've scrolled on Instagram and disagreed with what I've seen. I've disagreed with the content that they've put up. But have I sat there
and actually
commented and sent a hater type comment? No, because fuck my 2 cents. It don't matter. So
you want to make a post? Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. Do your thing. And you know what? I say that I do. I've said that I don't care a bunch of times, and it's weird. I do, but I don't. Like when I get comments, because I've gotten comments before. Oh, just another fucking dude with a mic or this and that. And it's like, okay, I'll
don't listen.
Exactly, but I'll comment back and I'll just say, it's cool, man. I appreciate you stopping by, but maybe you should take a look at that full episode before you just comment. Maybe get to know me as a person if you feel like, but you don't feel like it. You just want to write some nasty shit on someone's
once
page.
They see,
and it's cool.
I do really feel that once people see that there's traffic or there's some kind of popularity going on, they're going to try to use your platform to piggyback themselves. And what not better than to say a negative comment to get a rise out of somebody and have them continue. So it's just like.
But then you see all the other little negative dudes that like the same comment that person posted, or they comment under it. Right.
Exactly.
And they're like little cancer cells that all hang out together.
So a friend of mine posted something about what's the bodybuilder name you had on here?
Which one?
I never met him personally.
Was he competing?
Physique.
Aaron Banks.
Banks. Okay. So
yeah, Aaron Banks is the topic of a lot of conversations.
So I guess something happened in a contest, and somebody posted and said, and this person I know, I'm friendly with, and they were like something about like, oh, a little humble sandwich or whatever, blah blah blah. You talk too much, yada yada. So I hit them up on the side, and I'm like, why you say that? And they were like, well, he talks a lot of shit. I said, about what? How good he is? About how he's winning, or like
he's also Mr. Olympia, right?
I said, so do you? Well, yeah, but no person that won Olympia ends up losing this. And I said, okay, but did he get smoked off the stage? Meaning like he didn't even place? And they were like, no, he got second. I said, oh,
it was his most recent show. Yeah, that was the one that Dre went in to go against him, and Dre got third, Banks got second, and that cat who looked fucking sick. What is his name again?
Something with a T.
Chiron.
There we go.
He looked fucking sick. He came in first.
Okay, so I was just
and that also shows, and I want you to continue. I don't mean to cut you off. That also shows, on a side note, because I really don't follow the sport. Dre will come on, and he'll say names, and I'm like, who the fuck is he talking about? I have no idea who he's talking about. And it's not because I don't. It's not because like I'm trying not to do my homework. I care about my people. I care about Banks. I care about when you compete. I care about Dre. These are my people. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. If somebody comes on the show, I know your name now. Like I didn't know Kareth before I was introduced to him. Mm-hmm. I'm rooting for him for 212.
Yeah,
I don't know these people. I don't care. But when it comes down to it, it's like Chiron looked fucking sick. So that's what there were a lot of people that were talking shit to Banks. I actually messaged Banks. and I want you to continue. But I just, all I said to Banks was, yo, bro, I hope you're doing great, man. Kick ass at the Olympia. If I don't see you there, best of luck, bro. That was it. He sent me a heart. He's like, yo, I appreciate you, Nikki, blah, blah, blah. That was it. Best of luck, bro. And I'm boys with Dre, and I'm boys with Banks. Like, it don't matter to me, man. I want everyone to do well. And guess what? You're not always going to do first place.
Yeah.
And it just shows that they're fighting tooth and nail. The difference between
line.
these dudes are like razor thin. And it's tough, man. It's tough in this world. But as you were saying to him.
So I basically was like, look, so let me ask you this. You obviously don't like the dude. And they were like, no, I don't. I said, really? I was like, that's why? Just because of the way he talks and tries to promote himself? And they were like, yeah. And I said, well, you do realize you just helped him. And they were like, what do you mean? I said, okay, the only bad press is no press. So check this out. All your followers who don't care about bodybuilding don't know who he is. Now they do. Because you just took it out of your day you've never met the man. You don't know him personally, but you just don't like what he says on social media. So you made it your thing today to post his video and say something negative, which is now going to draw all your followers to either watching the video, listening to him, and guess what? 75% are probably going to like him. Yep. You just helped him.
Yep. And he got engagement.
So the best thing is, if you have a problem with something, just keep to yourself. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
If you want somebody not to win, don't address them. If you, and I told him, I said, you walk in on your girl cheating, there's one or two things you can do to really just blow her mind. You should just, oh shit. Yo, thank God. Yo, homie, thank you, man. I've been trying to get rid of this bitch for a minute. And grab your stuff and go. Be happy about it. Don't even, or just be like, yo, don't worry about it, you guys. I'm gonna take my clothes off. I'm gonna join in. All right. High five, homeboy. Give homie a high five. What you mean? You've been having two dicks. You don't want it all at the same time now? You could be an asshole and keep it moving. You fuck with her. She'll never forget that in her life. Or you could just be like, yo, thank you, and leave. But when you sit there and go and continue to badmouth her, talk shit, curse her out,
go after the home dude.
All you're doing at that point is showing that you are emotionally involved, still butthurt, really, really hurt. Rightfully so if you get cheated on. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just drawing a reference, right? Mm-hmm. And that person has the energy. That person is winning.
Yeah, and you got to be angry at the person that is responsible for that.
Yeah. So, like if you don't want people to win, don't address them.
That's a weird thing that I don't want people to win.
I don't understand it. Like, I just don't, like, if there's somebody on, like when Andrew Tate first came out and everybody was talking shit, right? And I was just like, yo, I've listened to a couple of his videos way back in the day. He does spit some knowledge. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the things he's saying right now is for engagement. And look at you. Look at how you're reacting. It's not that anything that he's saying is wrong. He prefaces it by saying, this is why I moved back to my country. So I can live this way where it's accepted. Because what I want out of a woman or out of life and the government, I can't get in the United States. Why are you mad at him?
Yeah, he kept it 100.
Why are you mad?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want that, then you just don't want that.
Well,
that's totally fine.
They're mad because the views don't align with their own.
Of course.
Yeah.
And who cares?
Exactly. We don't all have to think the same. Guess what? If we did, we'd all be fucking robots and it'd be a creepy world. Could you imagine if everybody agreed with everything that you said? How weird would that be? It'd be so strange. It'd be so weird.
It's ridiculous. Like you said about like with women. It's like, I'm not gonna sit here and call you a whore to badmouth you or whatever. But I just know that I could never fuck with you.
I don't fucking
I don't want to be around you like that. I'm not gonna befriend you, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no need for you to be a part of my circle.
Yeah, it's cool.
That energy is not what I need in my life. Yep. Doesn't mean you're a bad person and I'm gonna talk shit. I'm not. You do what you want to do. Yep. But if one day you come to me and say, I don't know why I can't find a good man, I'll let you know.
Yeah, they all say that. Yeah, they all say that.
But, and it's the same thing with dudes. Dudes, if our energies don't align, I could see you in the gym, hit you with the high five, give you a soul brother handshake, and keep it moving. I don't give a fuck.
How many dudes I do that too? I'm good on it.
Wholeheartedly.
Good on it.
But I'm not inviting you to break bread, meet my family. No, I'm not That's not happening
Mm-hmm.
unless I know we align in a certain way.
Tyler and I talk about that because we go to OG, and it's nothing against OG. It's a good spot, like, you know, but very cliquey. They're very, you know, group oriented. I'm not there to be a group orient.
I'm just get my workout in.
I'm there to get my workout in, and I fucking leave. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not here. Like, if I get invited to something social, yeah, maybe I'll go. But generally, no, man, I'm not looking for that. Like, okay, these people are nice, but I'm not inviting you to come. Most of them, I'm not inviting to come over and hang out at my crib. Most. Luckily, I like the owners. Like, I like Taylor a lot, Evan. So, you know, if we break bread and we chill, we go to dinner, stuff like that, I'm cool with that. But for the majority of people, I'm good on it. I dap you up when I see you there. I appreciate you fucking with me with the podcast, hanging out, this and that. But like the people that I really fuck with, they know. Like they know. I'm like, yo, dude. Like this dude Gene, black dude, super dope, man, super dope. You want to talk about like salt of the earth? Like that's the type of saying. Unbelievable. We worked out one day. Like we always said hey to each other. We worked out one day together in a group thing, and I said, yo, why don't you let me know when you want to come to jiu-jitsu sometime? Sure. Hits me up later that day. He's like, yo, I'm coming tonight. Okay. We rolled together. It's a beautiful human being, man. Beautiful. Those are the people I want to fuck with.
Yeah.
These are the people that
100%.
I want around me. That energy.
100%.
Because life is too short, man. Life is too short to have this fucked up energy around us. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. People are miserable. Going to the fights last night. I went to go support a couple of the guys from Sarah. Big Ed was there.
Yes.
I love Ed.
Yeah, that's my man.
I always go over the top when I see Ed. Like I just
He's so funny because I told him that a couple of weeks ago. He came down to Siege one night. He helps me out with I literally try and kill myself in the evening sometimes, like workout wise, and he'll oversee. It's funny because Ed is like me. I know my circle. If I would have been like, listen, I'm gonna do something tonight in this workout, it's really gonna be a test. I might have a heart attack. All I need you to do is be able to get the defibrillator and make shit happen. You understand me?
get the smelling salts.
And everybody else can be like, yo, Maul, come on, son, don't, because they know I'll push myself. I'll do stupid shit. It's not stupid, but I'll push myself to limits that most people won't. And so I call Ed. I'm like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and that simultaneously, back to back, as hard as I can. The first round, I want you to time me. I'm gonna go balls to the wall, and we're gonna do as many rounds as we can within this time. If I slow down on any activity, even by a millisecond, go get your belt from the car. Slap the shit out of my back, bro, like I'm a horse in a carriage. You understand me? He's like, bet, I'll do it. And he goes. He gets what he's got to get. He comes right back, and I'm like, yep. The moment I slow down, and when we're done with the workout, he's like, damn, nigga, you didn't slow down. Fuck, I was looking to whoop that ass. I'm like, yep, I know you would have. That's why I asked you to be here. But yes, and I mentioned to Ed, I said, yo, Nikki always says when he sees you, he always gets mad happy, he gets amped. I said, because, you know, Ed's not, you know him, he's not one to speak to people. He don't talk to anybody. He don't, you know what I'm saying? Even when I first introduced, like, yo, this is my homeboy, he kind of gives you an up and down, like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and then when he sees you around on a regular basis, he's like, oh, okay, this is real. Yeah. And then he'll, you know, welcome you in. But once he's your friend, there's not a better human being on the planet.
Nah, he's great, man. I always go
not a better homie.
I always go above and beyond when I say hi to him, just because I know his energy's kind of like. I go, who's that in that car? He's just they're like, what up, man? I do it intentionally. So I got to show you this later. But so you would have really gotten along with John Meadows.
Yeah, I saw the workouts.
So I'm showing.
We were supposed to link up.
I'm showing a video to Jamal of John Meadows training, and they're using a cattle prod to keep him going.
Oh, see?
They're shocking his ass. They're shocking
he did it before, motherfucker.
They're shocking his ass. He's a sick.
It's the type of shit I like right here.
I knew you'd love that. He's a sick bitch.
I like this shit right
here. Oh, he was great, man. The best. Yeah, every time I see Ed, man, I get over the top excited. I saw him at the fights last night. But so the fights. So I'm on my way to the fights. I'm at the traffic light, and I just got to the traffic light. Turn red. So I look down at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, buddy behind me I'm talking. I looked down at my phone for 10 seconds, if that.
He's laying
and the light just turned green, laying on his horn. I start driving. He's still laying on his horn. So I beat back and I look at him and he's like fucking flipping me off in the mirror in the side mirror. So I pull to the left. I pull to the left side and he comes to the right. Of course, he goes right past me. Doesn't want to. I'm like, come on, man, let's have a conversation. I'm not gonna get crazy. I'm not gonna have road rage, but I'm gonna be like, well, Why are you so upset? Are you okay? Is everything all right? Bro, I get into like,
If you keep that kind of cool, what can somebody do?
Bro,
They can't.
What's up with you?
They can't come after you like
no,
that.
my bad. I looked
It's
down.
hysterical.
I looked down at my phone for a little bit. That's my. You never do that. You don't ever do that ever. You've never done that in your life.
Exactly. Think about it. It's motherfucker, and you're like,
There's dude on the Jackie Robinson.
What's going on?
Years ago when I had the S5, doing the Jackie Robinson, he would not let me over. Wouldn't let me over. The two lanes are merging. So I'm looking at him. I literally go, yo, what the fuck, bro? He slams on his brakes, comes right next to me. Out. I'm telling you, he was at an anger level 180. He's like, what the fuck did you say to me for going crazy? I went, bro, you're not going to let me in? Like, what's up with you, dude? Just let me in. If we're merging. He goes, fuck you. Suck my dick. I go, pull it out. Bro, nothing. He didn't say. He just looked at me and drove away. I was like, yeah, okay. Pull it out, bro. It's probably it's a little cocktail weenie, right? It's the little ones. Get the fuck out of here. These people, man. I don't know. Everyone's on edge. Everyone's got to fucking relax. Go. I was gonna say go drink your coffee, but don't do that. You're already on edge. Go.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Go take go take some ashwagandha. Go get your cardio in. Just chill. That was actually one of the things that somebody said to me on TikTok. The clip where I said, what did I say? No one stresses me out on my phone. No one is gonna stress me out on my own phone that I pay the bill on, and I mean that. No one's gonna stress me out. Dude's like, yo, this dude's just trying to sound tough and this and that.
It's not about being
tough. Bro, I sent a video response back. It was 5 a.m. I was at OG. I'm foam rolling. I said, yo, my man, I'm foam rolling right now. I said, ain't nobody trying to act tough. I'm in a zen-like state. I'm chilling. I'm about to get my workout in. Everything is good. Like these people, man, they just want to say shit. Everyone's on edge. Just because you're miserable, you want to take jabs at somebody else. All of this to go back to what Jay just said. Just shut the fuck up. Keep your opinion to yourself. Don't be an asshole. And guess what? The less that you're an asshole externally, the less bad shit happens to you. It's weird how that kind of works out.
It's true.
Because eventually you find that dude that's not going to sit there and be nice like me, like, okay, pull it out. Nah, he's going to pull a revolver out and shoot you in the fucking face over a traffic incident. That shit is crazy. I look at life like a video game. I look at life like a video game. Like I've taken 32 years of my life to get to the point that I'm at. I've upgraded certain traits. I've done certain things, harnessed new skills, this and that. I'm gonna lose my life over fuckboy in traffic that won't let me cut in. You
know what's funny? The last incident I had, road rage wise, I remember this guy was right to my right. I'm on the left. It's a 2-lane road. People from time to time do this at this specific intersection. I don't know why, but they do. Where they feel like their right lane turns into one, but it's still 2 lanes. So if you're in the right lane, you stay in the right lane. Left lane, stay in the left lane, obviously. I'm in the left, he's in the right, and he comes to drive over. He starts to veer off. I just tap my horn because it's oncoming traffic on the other side. If I pull this way, I'm going to get smashed. On.
Yeah.
So I just tap my horn. And when I tell you, and I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating, I tap my horn. He holds his horn down, puts his window down. Fuck you.
Oh, God. And
then gets back into his own right lane. So obviously he knows what he did was wrong. So I drive up, and I'm driving. I'm like, yo, here we go with the bullshit. And I'm trying to stay calm. And I use this analogy all the time. If I get a chance to hit the gym and do kickboxing, you can cut me off and run me off the road. Man, take the lane, baby. I'm good. I'm nice and calm. If I miss out on any one of those two, I'm following you to your crib.
Okay.
So sure enough,
did you get any?
I pull up alongside him, and the motherfucker screams out, nigga.
Oh.
So I said,
white dude, I assume?
Chinese dude.
Wow.
Well, I can't, forgive me. I don't know if he's.
Look at me. I just made an assumption that it was a white guy.
And then, so I was just like.
I'm sorry, white people.
And I literally was just like, what? And he made the right. So sure enough, I'm in the far left. I have to make a left. Nope.
Yeah.
I make the right. I cut across traffic.
Waze is freaking out. Like, where you going?
Yeah, right? Ray's like, no, bust the Yui, fam. So I end up following him, right? He now realizes I'm following him. Because he turned and was about to pull into his house and kept going straight. Starts driving around his block in circles. And I'm following him the whole time. All of a sudden, police cars show up. And he's still driving the whole time. And I'm following him. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, you gonna get out. Either you gonna run out of gas or you're gonna get out of the car, bro. Like,
Could you imagine his car? Could you imagine he ran out of gas? He pulled up next to him. He's just like, "You need help?
yeah,
You need help? You need a lift? Hop in.
come on, take it.
Come on.
I'll take you to the nearest gas station.
Come on.
Fam.
Come on. You wanna
So-
judge me, right? Call me names. Come on."
So sure enough, he had called the police. Told him. He kept circling the block. Police pulled up and they pulled me over. And they were like, "So, what's going on? You seem to keep circling this block." I was just like, "No, I haven't been circling the block. This is the first time I'm going around the block." He said, "Well, what are you doing around here?" I said, "Around where? Around where I live." He said, "Oh, you live here?" I said, "No, I don't live here, but I live in this area. I live in this town. So if you're asking me what I'm doing in this town, then I live here." And they're like, "Well, okay. Seems like you're following that guy." I said, "What guy? I don't see anybody. You see anybody?"
What are you talking about?
"Don't play stupid." I was like what? What? You stopped me, so he drove around the corner, now he's in his house? I was like, "So I'm just telling you right now, I'm not doing anything." He's like, "I don't know if you're trying to scare somebody or whatever it is." I said, "No, I'm not trying to scare anybody at all."
I'm chilling.
I was like, "But sometimes, people need to learn a little bit of a lesson. If you go give somebody the finger, curse at them and call them names, you might do it to the wrong dude.
There's some repercussions.
And, was I going to get out and beat his ass? No. It's not going to happen. But I was angry. I wanted to at least get my own verbiage out.
Buddy was shaking in his boots.
And it's not like he was shaking because he saw who I was or whatever. My windows are tinted like crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, obviously that window was down, but you don't know what I'm sitting back in my car. Like, you don't know if I'm a big guy, small guy, whatever it is. Like, so I'm not taking it. I'm not saying that he was like, "Oh God, this big guy's going to," no, that's not what I'm looking at. But I just feel like he just wasn't looking for confrontation. He was just thinking, I can say and do whatever the fuck I want and get away with it. So even if to be asked questions afterwards and let you realize that your actions does have some sort of consequence and repercussion, it may not be physical. You need to know that. Because a lot of times people don't know that. But I leave there and I'm like, I can't be doing this shit, bro.
No.
Like, what am I doing, man? Come on, Jay. Just chill. Just calm the fuck down, man. Like, and that was years ago. I got to be honest. I haven't really lost my shit in a while.
That's good.
And I'm happy.
That's good.
That means I'm either way too busy to be bothered, right?
You're progressing as a human.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think it's both.
Do you know?
I think it's both.
You know Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, those two, the comedians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Bert Kreischer had a traffic incident a while ago, and he told the story on the podcast, and I was fucking crying the first time I heard it because he's in the family with his car. Did it flash again?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in the family. He's in the car with his family, and some dude started merging, kind of like your scenario. That's why I started laughing a little bit, thinking about his scenario. Some dude started merging in, and he wouldn't let him in. So Bert like honks at him, and the dude like, "Fuck you," this and that, blah blah blah. So they wind up next to each other, and Bert just rolls down his window and he starts talking. He's like, that lane, you're supposed to let people in because that's how that works. And the guy goes, "Yeah, I know that." He's like, "Well, obviously you don't." He's like, "You and your fat mom," but it was the dude's wife. He goes, "So I just ruined his whole fucking evening. You and your fat mom." He goes,
The woman is at home like, "Yo, so I look like..."
"Yo, bro."
Well, I know I'm fat, but...
He said both their faces just went fucking blank.
I look like somebody's mom. That's probably the best thing. You and your fat brother.
He goes, "I'm unmatched with that shit. Don't fuck with me." He's a comedian.
Oh my God.
Dude,
that is hysterical.
I was fucking crying when I first heard that.
That is
When we finish up, I'll have to show you the
amazing.
real video because it's hysterical.
Fucking love that.
So yeah, I'm just looking at a couple of things that we kind of touched on fucking everything. Meditation, new office, being nicer to myself. That's been a huge step in the right direction of just getting things going. And then how my social media habits have changed, which we kind of started talking about. And I'm just tired of the bullshit trends and all the same shit. And I want to see woodworkers. I want to see musicians. I want to see real artists. I want to see people that are just amazing at their craft do their thing organically. I'm tired of seeing like all these fake fucking people. I really am. I'm tired of it. And then, you get consumed in it. You start scrolling. I was good for a while, man. I stopped doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram for a long time.
Yeah, I try to stay away from doing it as
Dude,
much as possible.
you start doing it for a few, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes go by. You go, what the fuck did I just mindlessly just sitting there like this, next. And then your dopamine receptors take a hit because you're like a fucking crack addict. You're looking for the next hit, next hot video, next fun, it's bad, man. And then kind of just like,
crazy how that is, man.
And then just kind of like, listen, the new office, that's something that's a big part of this episode. Obviously, this is our first video that we're doing here. It's exciting, man. It's exciting on a number of reasons. A lot of people ask me, they're like, how's work, how's business, this and that. The podcast is phenomenal. Now I'm gonna be able to be really consistent with it, as opposed to being 30 minutes away like I was prior.
Yeah.
Getting clips out, or that hard drive's at my office. I can't edit that right now, or I can't look at that clip, or I can't do this, I can't do that. It's time, man. This is going to be something that grows the right way, and I'm going to cultivate it. I just got accepted into the YouTube partner program, so we can start making some money on this thing at some point. Everything is pointing to the right direction. Obviously, I have Rain as a client. I love Rain. I have a bunch of new retainers that I'm working on, and I'm shifting out a lot of. I'm shifting out some old clients.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with it, man. I'm done just going above and beyond and feeling as though it's not reciprocated, and feeling as though that it's not noticed.
Yeah.
And that's never
a good feeling.
And it's not how I want to work. These aren't the relationships that I want. And there was a hiccup a couple of months ago. I don't need to go into detail on it, but you know about it. There was a hiccup a couple of months ago, still ongoing. And you know what? Guess what? I don't give a fuck, because it was almost as if that hiccup was the universe telling me, you can either resolve this the way that you know you shouldn't just cave, or you do the right way, so that way, this way you don't deal with people like that ever again. Because that's what it is. Do you want to be a little uncomfortable right now, losing a client and not working with them anymore because of bad fucking attitudes and shit like that? If not, and you want to sink back in and allow them to walk all over you, then just resolve it right now, and then you'll still be in that cycle of just being miserable and irritated and mentally unhealthy. Or you say, fuck that, stick up for yourself, treat yourself right, know that you've done more than you ever have and ever should have, and now going forward, we don't deal with that fucking person, and we don't deal with any of that bullshit ever again. So that's kind of the route that I've chosen, and I'm okay with that. I really am. Because at 32 years old, I am not, and owning my own business, I choose who I work with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that a lot of other videographers have to learn. Like, a check is phenomenal, but
at what expense?
At what expense? And at what stress level? And at what mental health level?
Yeah, it's the truth.
Okay. Great. Fluff me up a little bit. Pause. Fluff me up a little bit, here and there every couple of months, blah, blah, blah. It's cool. I have a ton of other people I can work with and do a lot of other things that are more appreciative of the work that I put in, the time that I put in. Cool with that. I'm good on it. Rain fucks with me. They love me. They love the work that I do. I love the people there. When we do stuff for Intensity, I got a lot of local clients that I'm cool with, and I'm just building up a different book of business. People ask me, they're like, "Oh, you don't do a lot of shoots at beds anymore."
Trustworthy. Yeah,
that's it, man. And you know what? I always bring that energy. Even before we were boys, and I was a person that you hired to shoot.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, we kept it 100 with each other, and the transparency, and just that's
what built
this relationship.
Exactly.
And you understand that, because you're not trying to take advantage of somebody. You're just a good human being. There are too many people that want to take advantage, and I'm good on that. I've learned my lesson working with a lot of people in this industry that they don't care about you. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck about you, and they will use you until you're bloodied and on the side of the road and dead, and they'll just move on to the next person, the next videographer, the next person, and it's okay. Go work with somebody else. I'm cool with that. I don't ever want to work with you again. We're okay. I have.
It's the truth.
I have more than enough business. We're gonna be okay. Trust me. So it feels like new beginnings, to be honest with you. In a lot of different ways.
A lot of you, and I'm not saying this because you're my boy, but obviously, the moment we walked in and I saw this place, I was just like, wow, Nick, you're killing it.
Thank you.
This looks phenomenal. I'm so happy for you. I can't wait to just see more and more stuff being done.
That's it, man. And I just want to have good this is what this is. Good conversations, good people, just having a good time. Just and my mom has continually hammered home the notion of don't take life so seriously. Because for years I've taken it
like
so
that
seriously.
book back in the day, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
Yeah, man. I've always been so hard on myself. I've always been so, and the last couple of years have been fucking trauma inducing in their own ways. Kenji with the seizures, my fucking booty surgery, just like all these different things, like the stresses with clients, the stresses with the economy, this and that. And it's just like, you know what, man, shit's gonna always work out for the better. It really is. It always does. Everything has always worked out for the better for me. And I have to continually reinforce that and mentally stay in a good place, be positive, be proactive, and have a good time. That's the most important part.
I think the more people really look at the tribulations that you go through, it always leads to something better.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that. Depends on how you deal with the tribulations. If you take it in stride and not try to think and ask God, if you're a religious person, be like, God, why you do this to me? Don't ask that. If you really trust God, then trust the process.
Yep.
He's doing it for a reason, and you're going to come out on top. You got to realize that. Like I use this quote all the time with my clients, my family. I'm like, there's nothing better than a comeback story.
Facts.
You may think you're down, and Lord knows, these people know I've been down many times. There's no better feeling than not getting help and doing it and coming back out on top. It makes you stronger. It makes everything that you've done worthwhile. If everything is just given to you easy, you don't cherish it. You don't respect it.
Well, that's why you see those millionaire kids that grew up in that environment that fuck it and piss it all away. They fuck it all up because they never had to work for that shit and appreciate it themselves. They never got their hands dirty and built the company up. They just inherited it. They felt like they were due something just because they were born into that family, and that was it.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy thing. Mindset's everything, man. It really is.
Mindset
is fucking everything. So yeah, I gotta be more positive. Not I have to. I just gotta continue. Be more positive, taking life less, just having fun. Like for a long time, man, because of the stresses of just having to get to the, like, let's say I had a shoot yesterday. I had a shoot yesterday and I used some of these cameras for that shoot.
Having to bring them all back here.
I got to bring them back to the office, 30 minutes away. Then I got to set it up. Then I got to get there early before the podcast. It became a chore in a lot of different ways.
And you lost the love for it.
And yeah, it becomes a job. And now everything becomes a job. My work has become a job, and that's okay. You start looking at profit margins and how much time you're spending on projects, and it's a little different than when I first started and you could just fucking pump a video out and take 3 days of just straight editing and try new things and this and that. It's like, no, you got to be more efficient with your time now.
Yes.
But having my space that I actually can move around and have more free will in here and be able to like actually do more things and get the live. This is the first piece to getting live streams up and running. To do some live streams, man. We had fun that time.
Yeah, it was good.
We had a good time with that.
Good.
And then it's just, once again, it's just getting people in here to come that believe in the vision, that know where we can go with this thing, that want to jump on for the ride, and that's really what we're coming down to. And just taking life not as seriously, having fun. That's really the message that I gotta nail home now.
That's the truth. You really do. You got to enjoy what you do. If you don't, you said it. When you love what you do, it's easy for you to make money. That's how I feel. If you are struggling to cope and to handle what you're doing, or even getting up and getting to work, it shows. It shows in your conversation. It shows in your like mannerisms. It shows in your energy, and nobody's gonna want to be around you. But if you genuinely love doing what you do, and you find the love in doing what you do, it's gonna be easy for you. It's gonna be really, really easy. People flock to positive energy, whether or not people flock to negative like news and stories and shit like that. But when it comes to being around a person, people can't help but to enjoy being around positivity. They can't, and sometimes they literally want to feed off of your energy. And sometimes it could be a little overbearing too, because then you're like, damn, I'm giving energy every, left and right. But, fuck it, man. If you love what you do, you got a little extra energy.
Yeah.
To give. So
Tony, the Tony Robbins saying, you said that you loved the saying prior, but one of the Tony Robbins sayings that align with, why is this happening to me is what you were saying earlier, just a couple of seconds ago. One of the Tony Robbins sayings is, life happens for us, not to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that,
Yeah.
man. And I'm sure he got that from somebody. I'm sure that's not his original quote. But I do love that saying because it's true, man. And sometimes through bad shit, through feeling fucking off, through business deals falling through, or trials and tribulations, stuff like that, you have to keep repeating that to yourself. Life happens for us, not to us. Even the stuff with Kenji, man, like it sucks. Sucks that my dog has seizures. Like that was a trauma thing that I was not ready for when it happened. For him to have epilepsy, for me to be on edge all the time because it's like, oh, something happening. Like, dude, I can't leave him at home, and just freaking out all the time. And oh, you got to get his medicine every 12 hours. And we just added another medicine a few weeks ago, and this and that. And amazing. Truth be told, he's been doing great. Knock on wood. I hate to like almost jinx myself because I'm weird with that shit, but he's been doing great. He's been eating all his food. He's been a good little pup. He's been great. So I feel like this teaches me a lesson in general to just appreciate him and just, just love him when he's around, because he could live to 15. He could live to, he's going to be 4 this year. He could live to 4. You never know. So you have to just appreciate the things while they're around you. And the same thing goes for people, opportunities. Nothing lasts forever, but enjoy the ride as we go. And I love the podcast, man. This has been I haven't made any money on this fucking thing. I've spent a lot of money, but I haven't made any money on this thing. And I know I'm going to make money on this. It just
because you love it.
Because I do love it. And I love just talking to genuine people and putting the messages out there and hopefully inspiring other people. I was walking in, and I'm going to end on this because I know you a busy man and I want to get you going. But I was walking in with all the cases of rain. Fucking, I took like 10 trips back and forth to the car, back and forth. And on one of them, this dude was in his car, and I had the hand truck, and I had 2 cases in my hand. He's like, "Yo, Nicky, you don't need all that rain." And I look and I go, "Who's that?" And I didn't really, and I still don't really know. He said his name. I really don't know who it is. He's like, "I watched the show." And I'm like, "Oh shit." I walked over to him. I gave him 2 cases. He's like, "What?" No. I'm like, "Bro, take it, bro." I said, "Hit me up on Instagram." All good vibes, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching the show. I don't care if you watch one episode. Don't matter to me. That's one episode that got me a view. That means a lot to me. That means you could watch a minute of the episode of an episode that I put out. I appreciate you. That's your time. I just like that you aligned with me, that you thought I was someone that's interesting, that you thought I had something good to say, a positive message, funny stories, good guests, whatever it might be. I brought something of value. You stuck around. You watched an episode. You watched 2. You watched 10. Whatever it was, and maybe I drove home some information that you didn't know, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why we're doing this.
I love it.
On that note, Mr. Batman, we have anything else going on?
No, nothing at all. Just work,
We got some good stuff with intensity. Any sales we're running? Talk to me. Any codes you want to give out?
We got a 15% discount off the entire website for the month of October.
And the product line is what now? Because you've added some stuff.
We have pre-workout, 2 different flavors, a blood orange mimosa and a purple citron. We have a test booster. We have greens, collagen, and a multivitamin. We had the cleanse, but that was a hit. That sold out immediately. I'm going to, start putting that together again. And then, all my apparel, women's clothing, kids, as well as adults. Cool. And men. So
and what's the promo code? Is it 15% off automatically?
15% this month is 15% off everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think is there a Rizzology code too?
Yeah.
Okay. I forget what it is.
I'll shoot it back over to you.
I'll have to put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll shoot it back over to you. I think it's just it's probably Rizzology.
Probably is.
Yeah.
I forget. You did tell me a while ago, and I have to double check that one. And then before I close this out, I'm going to make sure. I think this is episode 65. It's been a few. I did my solo episode, and then I did Lindsay. Yeah, this is episode 65. So I did my solo episode, then I did my episode with Lindsay, and then we back, man, in full force.
I love it.
We're going to be bumping out regular shit into the Batcave as usual. Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you.
Because you're always so busy, and I love when we can catch up and chop it up and hang out.
I make time for you all the time. But
I appreciate
let me know, bro.
I love you, bro. I appreciate you. And everybody that listened, I appreciate all of you guys. I hope it looks super clean. We're going to tailor it and get it even cleaner. I have to get some, there's windows behind me, so I have to get some sound deadening / blackout sheets that are going to go directly behind us. But I had to hit it with this wide lens to capture the old school Blockbuster video in the middle of nowhere. That's going to be me. I'm actually going to fucking live in there. That's what I want to do. I'm a podcast out of there.
I would love to.
It'd be great. I'll have a bunch of guns. I have a bunch of steaks, Kenji, and the podcast gear, so I could do podcasts anywhere. And that would be perfect for me. But I appreciate y'all fucking with us for the last hour and 40 minutes. That's a short one for us.
Yeah, normally we keep going.
We keep going. That's okay.
That's for sure.
We'll do another one like next week.
Yeah, you let me know.
Episode 65. Please like, share, comment. It does mean a lot, and it does obviously help not only the algorithm, but my show's numbers to continually grow. But on that note, peace.